right now for Hug. And on the other side, we've got I Am The Milkman showing up for Wee's Little Bees. A NASL debut for the Milkman here, getting ready to go on the era goalie, who's another just phenomenal pick right now in the whole goalie situation that we've been seeing recently.
Yeah, and we'll see if Am The Milkman can stack up here. Of course, it's always a hard time being a goalie sub in the North American Strikers League. So many scary opponents, but Carmine on the Dubu midfield might be the most surprising of all. The Tofu Fortress, the big finish, is enough to get it away? What?
Yeah, I just... Vaughn has like some secret tech that nobody knows about to be doing stuff like that. But we are looking at a bulk up stack start, and Carmine rocking the bulk up, and we getting in there, winning a couple interactions, able to get through Vaughn, you already lose, and claim the first point for Wee's Little Bees.
That was such an insane hold, though. The big finish perfectly placed to get the rebounds in the top corner and not towards the barrier. Wee's Little Bees, though, getting this offense through and especially trapping the core in the first place, right? That is really impressive, and if they can get this Dubu pressure going, it could be really good for them. It's an unconventional pick, but it's looking to be quite real against the Fini, especially up close.
Yeah, definitely. Just every ability under the sun is able to just get through pretty much everything Fini is able to put up. We saw the Dubu midfield pick in for the crown from Bozo Bunch in winners finals, and it did exceptionally well. We're seeing a pretty similar situation here, especially with the era goalie. You just get buffed. Unfortunately, we, namesake of the team, has passed. Now executed by Hug, which has been kind of their MO all season, is to just kill people. And we rocking the bulk up, getting KO'd anyway. A bit scary for the future of this game, but for right now, they still have the lead this game, and are just looking to get a KO of their own onto Bells and see if they can score in this power play.
Yeah, now Vaughn on the defense here will manage to hold against Wee as the core gets rotated around. A perfect flip by Rudy Luz takes the barrier, but Wee will calmly strike Ward a triple take. It's a 2-0 lead for Wee's Little Bees. It is looking quite doable for them, and Milkman hasn't really had to play too much defense, right? They've done a very good job of keeping the pressure up when they have possession.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just watch their positioning. Not now. But once they get the ball, look away. To get the ball in the other half, Carmine is doing a great job of keeping it up, and then I'm the Milkman just gets to walk straight to the midfield line and put so much pressure. Just play midfield. You know, it's the ideal era goalie like vision. This is what they want, and really another KO coming out for Carmine. They're getting everything they want. I'm the Milkman with the flip, might be able to put it to use, or Wee is just gonna dive in, almost get it, a couple flips traded, and now again it's Carmine is just able to fall back on defense, and then you just have a Dubu goalie on defense. Like, this is great.
Yeah, they also burn a lot of cooldowns. Hungry Like Nephew, they are going to struggle as Milkman, just so speedy here, pushes all the way forwards, gets caught by the return of the card. But now here's Wee with the mix-ups directly to Vaughn, who manages to make the save. But Carmine with the Tofu Fortress keeps it contained. Possession maintained for Wee's Little Bees, but there's the Kazan gone. Carmine, maybe a KO on Yuri Luz if that had connected differently. But now the passing plays are coming through as well. Milkman, though, doing a good job of keeping it away, preventing the passing from getting too overwhelming. And as the respawn comes in, Wee's Little Bees, they still have the barrier lead, and now Hungry Like Nephew have to watch out because the core speed's picking up and not in their favor. Even though they have the Juno, it feels like Wee's the one at the end of all of these passes.
Yeah, able to just look for opportunities, poke it through, and right there, scooping it out of the corner with the hook and getting it. Vaughn putting the triple takedown, but just not fast enough, and that's going to be a 3-0 for Wee's Little Bees. I think not what people were expecting, but here, I'm the Milkman getting first pick, has opportunity to take team player. That's a team player. Castellast also on board, taking it for the era, just going to get a ton of value, but that does give team player to Vaughn, and I think that's going to be really nice because they've been having trouble getting it out of the corner. And if they're able to get the leg up on core speed, get more speed to rotate the ball out, I think that's a massive opportunity for them.
I'm not so sure about that cast last take. Of course, it is a good Arrow Awakening, but I think that team player on Vaughn is going to start doing a lot of work, and it would have done a lot of work on Milkman, right? With how far this Arrow goalie's playing up, these passes would have been devastating coming through from the air, and that would have been a huge tool for Wee's Little Bees. And now that tool is in Vaughn's hands, and that guy is looking like one of the best goalies in this league right now in this season. So that is not something you want to give over. And already the dynamic just feels a little bit different as the offense picks up. But a great pass to Wee, and the barriers go down once again. And the defense is forced out from Hungry Like Nephew yet again as Bells. Oh, bit of an unforced barrier take there. Maybe a chance, but Vaughn's got to be so careful against Wee.
Yeah, one mistake and it's over. Kazan is just a character that can dismantle pretty much any goalie. And it doesn't matter. The threat level that this guy puts out is super high at all times, and they've been doing a lot of damage to him to counter it, which has been really working out. But with this recovery drone, and now with just the extra size, you get to do that. And so now it doesn't matter if you're getting KO'd, you get one revive, and you're able to, you just have that much more influence. So boom, another point for Wee's Little Bees here.
Another point. They're looking good as Carmine rushes forward, but there's a barrier take with the flip, forced away by Milkman. A lot of energy used, but Carmine survives the dash punch attempt. And Wee's just stalwart on the offense, right? But not even trying to play midfield here. Just knows that the core will eventually arrive, and there's only one goal for Wee in this game. It's to get a hook mix-up on Vaughn, slowly work away at the barrier, and then the goal. And it's proving to be quite effective for Wee's Little Bees, especially since Bells gets a barrier there, but hasn't had clean offensive opportunities thanks to how Milkman is playing very pushed up and very anti-brawler.
Yeah, especially, today I'm going to play against Arrow goalie. Uh-oh, I've been beamed. Now I am very slow, and I think that's been pretty significant for the matchup here. Both brawlers able to get a nice shot at the barrier, but so many strikes coming out from Wee. The resets are insane, but Vaughn's still able to stop it. And I'm the Milkman with the great beam to catch the core, save it. Wee almost putting it in. Both these goalies are just putting up phenomenal performances, and both these brawlers are just fighting for their lives, trying to get it through here.
Oh, and there it is. The slime pass from Yuri Lose up to Bells. Finally secures it, but it's still a great defense from Wee's Little Bees. They made that point very difficult for Hungry Like Nephew. And that beam, although unnecessary, they could have just walked and got it. It was very cool.
Yeah, hype moments and aura absolutely farmed. But that's going to be 1 point for Hungry Like Nephew, getting one on the board, able to start the momentum. And here, though, just, again, Kazan on offense, it's so difficult to do anything. Able to stop that, but one strike war against the Rectangle Man, and that's going to be another point for Wee's Little Bees.
They're getting into position well. They're converting well, especially Wee in particular. And the recovery drone still hasn't been popped. Even a fortuitous dash punch will not be able to make a big difference here. But maybe the slimes and the core speed will, right? We saw the team player during that overtime previously, and that did make it a little bit harder for Wee's Little Bees to play the video game. But the question is, can they make it to overtime? Because these barriers are constantly dropping. Wee is getting so many good passes.
Yeah, Wee is getting every opportunity, and a great card able to catch that almost goal getting put in. And it just looks like Hug isn't getting the opportunities to push up like WEEB is. We're seeing some occasional times where Vaughn's able to push on the midfield line, play the way that he definitely wants to play the Finny, but without these opportunities, it's just Carmine and Milkman on the midfield line, not letting anything through.
And it has a lot to do with the style of this comp. Yuri Lose likes to hang back on the Juno to help out on defense and rock at the core forwards, but if you're hanging back on defense to rock at the core forwards, who can step up? It's the Milkman right now. A great flip forward to Wee, a strike war, and Vaughn doesn't flip. Oh, what a set. What a pass from Milkman. That was all the goalie in that play for Wee, but deserved MVP, and 2 sets up.
Yeah, and I, you see this kind of game, this kind of comp, and you think, oh, we're gonna be seeing like Hug's damage is gonna ramp up. They're gonna show up and change the type of the game. That's how they win, and usually that's how it goes. But that last set, we didn't see, I think, a single KO, which is pretty concerning. The bulk up is just doing phenomenal for Wee's Little Bees right now. Here, first pick, I'm the Milkman, taking primetime. Going to be getting cast last primetime. 1,000,000 beams upon your location. Bell's building some more sparks, has 2 agility and focus. But Carmine picked up that size, and we picked up Might of Colossus, and just, it's, these are some big fellas with some big abilities. The Monu Wall getting a KO, and I don't know, it's looking pretty unlosable for Wee's Little Bees right now.
Yeah, again, going back to the compositional difference, right? You already lose. Hanging back means that there's so much room for Milkman and Carmine to just 2v1 Bells. Bells just can't get anything really done consistently, but there's the first of hopefully many KOs for Hungry Like Nephew if you're looking for a longer game here. Finally getting Carmine, and you already lose converting with the timing mix-up. But Carmine's been playing very well to survive so far, right? And that's like the first time the Dubu's been KO'd when the Dubu's known for getting KO'd. So don't expect to see more KOs coming out of nowhere, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's definitely very appreciated for Hug, as there is a dash punch to proc the recovery drone. We now does not have one free revive. Carmine also taking a lot of damage. We are seeing a change in the tides as Bells is just dumping all of his abilities onto Carmine. It seems like they are going all in on the damage.
Yeah, it is. They're realizing their win condition involves making the defense a lot harder, just blocking off the midfield, and trying to find a way to create offense for Bells, but this shrink is doing a lot of work here as Bells with the flip available. Carmine taken low but not KO'd. The barrier still maintained by Vaughn, and a great strike by Bells to send it forward, but Carmine once again disrupting so much. And Yuri lose Vaughn. A little bit of miscommunication there makes the barrier drop, and Wee pounces. It is a horrible offensive situation. Oh no, Yuri lose. Not the Tofu Fortress bounce you wanted there off the flip, and it's 1-1.
Holy moly. The wall has just been put up, nothing gets through, and wow. It's this is just a spectacular game for Wee's Little Bees here. They're shown out and crushing it. Again, against one of the top teams right now, tied for first here. It just, I'm in awe.
Yeah, but they haven't won yet, okay? They have not gotten the game on the board here just yet. But the power play is important. Even as the barriers drop, they find the KO onto Yuri lose. And now Wee and Carmine playing the corners, playing the passing, but there's Vaughn with the flip, catching Milkman, stepping too far forward. It's worked well for them. It's worked well for WEEB so far, but that is the one weakness with an open net.
Yeah, and definitely a scary part of pushing up so far is that you're able, or just one lost interaction and there's no one behind you. And you know, obviously this Dubu is very large and Milkman's very fast, so that mitigates a lot of situations where you're like, oh, well, if it goes through me, I'm big enough to catch it, or I'm fast enough to catch it. But there, the flip's just way too fast and gonna be taking a point. Hug now really turning the tides. We've had this one really nice point this set, but otherwise it's been, well, not quite, but been just a great Hug success story on the rebound here.
Yeah, okay, they get out of there. I was a little scared. That definitely could have been a goal if Hug's defense was not as good. And a great primary by Vaughn. The card sends it away, and Milkman, good send to the other side, keeping the core speed up. And now Vaughn in a difficult situation, manages to make the save. Wee looking for a mix-up here, but Vaughn unfazed calmly dances towards the top side. And now Carmine stunned away. Wee in position once again, but now the team players activated the flip. Carmine backwards, gets it done. Another pass to Wee and a strike war against a triple take. Wee does it once more as it's 2-2.
Yeah, able to bring this game to match point real quick. We 1 point away. Wee's Little Bees just looking to pick it up and like this is it. It's Hug has to show up now. They have to have another good point if they want to bring it to a next set, get another draft, and get an opportunity. But right now, that's both barriers down.
Both barriers down. It's do or die for Hug. Interrupted with a triple take, but now it's a Wee 1v1 once more. There's the Milkman taken out. A Bell's dash punch could change everything here. A bounce off the center to reposition even, and the slime follow-up is not quite enough. The barrier still stands, and now the Dubu's defending, and Wee is continuing to put on the pressure to make sure that Vaughn can't step up too comfortably. Still has so many resources. Hungry Like Nephew forced to flip now. Dangerous spot, and Wee will strike for it, and Wee's little bees will take the first game.
Yep, just surgical precision out of Wee right there. He saw the flip, and he knew that he had one job. Sat there and said, okay, now ice in the veins, I've got this, and executed. Showed up and just, boom, won the strike war there, and really just MVP for I Am The Milkman. This guy's showing up, subbing in, and doing great work. We just saw beautiful synergy out of this team here. We saw full trust in his backline, saying, you guys will bring me the ball. I'll get it in. Just a well-oiled machine. And then Carmine and Milkman were beautiful on defense, beautiful on offense, working together, and everything functioned as intended. Again, I've said it before, but I would not expect this to be how this game went. And so, one game for Wee's Little Bees. Another one means that they win, get a massive win against Hug here, and Hug has to respond in the next game, or hopefully for them too, if they want to get things rolling again.
Yeah, they're gonna have to find a way to turn things around here. I talked about it in the middle of the game. It was a very good compositional matchup for the WEEB comp here. I really liked how they were playing it, and also just that it let them bypass a lot of the strengths and target a lot of the weaknesses of especially the Juno, and how Bells plays self-sufficiently positioning wise. So Hungry Like Nephew, they'll go back to the drawing board, but the draft was quite good for WEEB.
Yeah, absolutely. They kind of picked out a lot of the weaknesses that this team has, and again, we'll keep saying it. Tied for first in the league right now, but it really is feeling like every team this season has weaknesses, has counterplay, and kind of that's kind of what we're looking like in this meta, is a real rock paper scissors situation where it's like you've got this pick and it does really well into this, and the game's always been like that, but now more than ever it seems incredibly important to know which situations you can pick certain things and how they match up into other significant meta threats. So Wee's Little Bees did their homework, showed up, and had a great draft. We're gonna have to see them try and pull that off again, though, if they want to win this series.
Yeah, we'll see. But we're heading to Clarion Test Chamber, and this time it's a bit of a different starting Awakening setup. We've got Recovery Drone and the Hotshot. Wow. Wow. Why did I have to look at Recovery Drone again? That is Recovery Drone, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm working really hard
Don't
to see the draft,
worry about
but
it.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah. But we'll see. But with WEEB being first pick here, they can take away the Juno. They dealt with it well, but a Hotshot Juno definitely would have been a lot harder to deal with. And I think we're going to see a very different look from Hungry Like Nephew this game. I think they'll maybe pick the Vice. Vaughn has been very successful on it, but banning away the Era, I do agree with. That goalie has enabled a different playstyle than the usual from I'm the Milkman, a playstyle that has proved to be very good in the matchup. And speaking of other possible picks, there's the Mako. And if you're looking at Mako, like Vaughn mentioned on his cast while watching a Vice against the Mako, there is the Vice goalie. So
Yep.
game one was a great draft for Wee's Little Bees into the matchup. But first pick Mako. Guys, why are we first picking Mako in this economy?
It's an interesting situation. I believe, just looking at I'm the Milkman's character picks and general repertoire, the arrow seemed pretty new. I believe that guy is just known for locking in the melee goalies, and so the arrow seemed like a real big piece for them. And you know, we saw last game. It was phenomenal to see, and so the first pick Mako seems like a situation of like, we got to get one of these picks for our goalie because his pick just got banned, and it really kind of blows open this whole draft and lets Hug just part the Red Seas and walk right through, because Estelle Weiss is like a like kid at the candy store situation. Like, oh my god, that's exactly what Hug wants, showing up and just shooting people the whole day. And again, against Mako, where's all of their pressure is going to have to come from Carmine and and all of their defense and all of their ability to push the ball out and keep it up. It's really going to fall onto Carmine's shoulders here, who looks like he's playing the Luna. So really, we're just in for a wacky wild game all around here.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens when they load into the game. Not quite ready are the teams, but we will see what happens. But yeah, this is not the Mega Strikers of a year ago. This is not Nasty. This is the North American Strikers League Season 6. And Hungry Like Nephew have every tool in the book to make that Mako's life miserable. And so I'm afraid for Milkman. Game 1, great comp, great performance, great game plan. Game 2, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, a difficult life for a humble Mako, playing into Estelle Rasmus here with the vice on the back. Just we're gonna have to see a generational performance out of Milkman if Weasel Bees want to show up and just survive into this comp. And like, again, last game they put on a great performance, but like you said, so much of it was the team comp and how they were able to play it. This game's going to be a very different story, and something I've noticed. I'm sure plenty of people have noticed, but I think it's very, very important about Vaughn's Vice is that he shows up and he just starts dropping secondaries on the enemy goalie. And like, imagine trying to defend. Imagine trying to do anything, and then every 14 seconds, you've just got one of those, and then a guy in your face trying to win strike points against you. It's agony. I can't imagine many things worse. I guess Estelle Rasmus is up there when you're playing the Mako, but like, Mako speeds can just be shut down by this secondary. KOs can be found. It's going to be a hard game for these guys.
Yeah, the damage is already pouring in, and of course, Thunderstruck has double the uptime of drum and bass, so it's not going to be easy to find a time to hold secondary for I'm the Milkman without getting blown up. You already lose now. Massive. So much power, so much size. We, though, pushing forward, finds a barrier despite it all, but almost KO'd at the moment. Still not confirmed, though, and I'm surprised, but there's a flip through the center that goes around the world, and Milkman will get it away for now. We are seeing some decent possession, and we still surviving miraculously, but the barrier still stands, and we... This guy's not dead.
He's still here. He's on my screen, and actually he is space gliding with the slick kicks in the middle, just all around all the damage, able to heal with the orb in the center. But Bells getting a flip, shooting it right to the top corner, and again, curse of melee goalie. It's really hard to defend against that. Like, you have the strike shot, but otherwise, what kind of tools do you have as Mako to react to that shot? Like, you can't get there in time. primary. I don't. You'd have to like preemptively do it so it can charge fast enough to get that distance. This is really like the exact opposite of last game where it was an I Am The Milkman incredible success story. This is the unfortunate downfall of I Am The Milkman, unfortunately stuck playing Mako here. But some crazy things happening with the orb in the center. There are some opportunities here, and I'm looking at Hotshot Luna here to make some magic happen.
Definitely a possibility as overtime could tick over, but they need to defend for a while longer. First, flip available for Yuri Lose, not choosing to use it at the moment. An awkward spot too, near the bottom wall, but Bell's there looking for a mix-up. Not quite enough, but so much damage on Carmine, who will dash forward and get it past Vaughn right when necessary for Wee's Little Bees. It's 1-1 now, and maybe they can get it done with the Hotshot X Factor.
Yeah, wow. Hey, I asked for some magic, and I definitely got a little bit of modern magic, if you will. And Luna is such an interesting character, especially midfield, you know, and really getting a lot of work done here. I think it has such a like 1v9 potential. You're able to be anywhere, and we catching the core with the flip, getting a nice one, sending it to the bottom corner, is up. They're up again, 2-1 right now, 1 point away from winning the set. It's happening again. They're pulling ahead here.
They're getting it done, but we'll see if they can keep getting it done here as one barrier falls. Yuri Lose pushes forward. There's a flip, and this time it will secure the barrier. Bell's in position. Vaughn flips away the goalie, and despite the recovery drone, that buys enough time for the goal to go in. That's more like it from Bells and Vaughn on the offense. And at this point, 5 is going to determine everything, and where else but the bouncy barn?
Yeah, where else? Today, we are going to be taking a 0.5 to the barn, and really that last point is exactly what I expected this game to look like. The fact that Wee's Little Bees were up with how the comp is looking and how they have to play is incredibly impressive, but here we're just seeing a lot of possession coming out of Hug, which is to be expected, but that's both barriers down. This could be Wee's Little Bees' opportunity to steal a set here and pull ahead, and they will with a great strike to the bottom corner. Vaughn unable to catch it right there, and Wee's Little Bees getting the first set right here.
Yeah, that was really good. A good fake out dribble from Carmine to burn some cooldowns from Hungry Like Nephew. Perfectly passed down, and now it's an awkward spot. There are so many good awakenings, and Hungry Like Nephew get the double pick that honestly, I don't think they're that sad about this draft. Team player gonna be passed over though to I'm the Milkman. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately. And extra special available as well for the Luna. This is a draft where there's too much good stuff for everyone, and the game is accelerating forward.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, we lost the Yoshi. All good. Yeah, this is a very scary spot to be if you're Vaughn, I think, because although you do have more power in the matchup, you do deny Dash Awakening, you do get that extra impact and the overall damage. Milkman's gonna be team playering in overtime, and that's a huge win condition. A little bit less so on Clarion because the lanes disrupt a lot of the team player angles, but on some of the variants it can be devastating as Vaughn goes in. Ton of damage to Milkman, but with an open net at his back, it's not going to be easy. Bells and Yuri Lose need to maintain possession here, or else it'll be scary, and that's a recovery drone already popped. Oh no, my co-caster has fallen off the map. All good. There's the strike board by Wii against the hook. Bells looking massive here, but can't quite get the strikes, and only one barrier taken so far, even after Vaughn coming to help out. Is concerning for Hungry Like Nephew, but there it is, set up from Bells. But the passing play blocked by Wii, a lot of damage onto Wii, but the recovery drone still there. Vaughn up to the top side, Bells, you already lose, looking for it, but Wii will help defend. And there's the crater from Carmine to finish it off.
Boom, and just we're massive extra special value, a great shot coming out from that guy. Again, we spent the whole beginning talking about how Hug's draft is perfect for them to make all of Weaslebee's life just a living hell, and they're a KO found on Carmine. But like, I don't know, Weaslebees is ahead right now. They're currently winning, so how bad could it possibly be here? And Bells getting KO'd in return after the power play. And like every situation, unless Hug wins in like 15 seconds like they did in that one point, every situation is just not looking as favorable for them as I imagine it would.
Yeah, they need to keep the possession, because right now, we and Carmine, even when they're dying, they're keeping the core up out of the hands of Bells and you already lose. Milkman as well split some good strikes, and if this point goes longer, it's a team player activation. The barrier not taken is huge, and there's a recovery drone pop as well. But this Vice needs to watch out. The team player speed's picking up, and there's a shot from Bells to seal away the point. Hungry Like Nephew back in it, tying up the set, but it's not looking too easy when Weaslebees are just playing so well on the day.
Yeah, really. Hug's got such a mountain to climb against Weaslebees here, because again, down a game, down a set right now. Might be down a point in this set after getting both barriers right there. Like, it's every situation just looks like a Weaslebees masterclass, and they have possession all the time, forcing out a flip here. It feels like they just have more resources, right?
Yeah, and we in particular is also just going for the there's no way this will work type of plays, right? just forcing Vaughn or you already lose to respond every single time, and sometimes it works. And as long as you have the possession to persist in those repeated pressures, it will eventually work out. And I think Bells is also getting impatient because Wee is getting a lot more tries. Oh, Carmine flies to the top side to evade the supernova and gets a goal off of the core flying there as well. What a heads up play. And this set is looking good for Weaslebees still.
Yeah, oh my god, just a smart ability usage there, getting rewarded with one goal. Bang. And on Wee just making some crazy Hail Mary plays. I really like that when you have a Luna goalie on your team, because the Luna can always go and like collapse in a corner if possible, or just go and dash and snipe the other side. Like, there's so much potential. If you just put the enemy defense in a difficult situation, the Luna has free reign to just do whatever she needs to get the goal. But unfortunately, the Luna has been executed unceremoniously, and Vaughn's going to be putting another point on the board for his team, bringing us to another 0.5. Back on the barn. Did not go well for Hug last time, but let's see if they're able to show up and do something differently this time.
Yep, definitely a possibility, but you already lose. A lot of cooldowns burned very early means that it's going to be hard to keep this possession up. There we go, though. Vaughn blinks in at the perfect time to Thunderstruck recast, and now primary forward to Bells to the top side, and Milkman can't get there in time. The slow Mako getting punished as a set win for Hungry Like Nephew keeps them in the game.
Yeah, a big set in the books here, and really I think Vaughn picking up that Dash Awakening last set was the difference maker. That's going to be so massive for all the coverage he has on the field. And here, first pick, going to be taking Twin Drive, just enabling that even more. This guy's going to be everywhere. Again, like the Vice secondary CD, it's like 14 or 12 seconds. You get the 15% off eject button, and you are covering so much of the field. And the hot shot, like, things are turning around. That last set was still really close. Still took a lot of effort out of Hug to win it, but slowly I feel like the needle is starting to tick in their favor more and more as the sets go on.
So much damage onto Carmine, who runs away but is still being taken out of the play. There's the blink follow-up and the power chord. You already lose to Bells, looking for a passing play to send it forward, and they do get it through. And it really was in both games earlier in the game. It was Weaslebees finding ways to prevent the Milkman from having to play a ton of defense, right? Against the NASL brawler, against the NASL goalie blinking in your face. But I think that once the possession is no longer firmly in the hands of these little bees, suddenly you're a goalie sub, and that is a very scary place to be.
Yeah, really. This is still, you know, Vaughn, Bells, and you already lose, and those are like, oh, scary situation. But those are not 3 players that you want to sub into. Like, just very dangerous. I guess, hey, I'm the Milkman.
No.
Unfortunately, did not get that one, but, you know, Nerves of Steel is showing up here. And again, got a big win. This set, though, different story, different situation. This is the Hungry Like Nephew that I'm familiar with here.
Wait, guys, am I missing something? Why does I'm the Milkman have Monumentalist?
Oh.
There are no other creation characters in this entire game.
Maybe just for the damage that it gives.
It does less damage because you're not getting the rebounds.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that one.
Yeah, well, we though still performing. Oh, the flip though a little bit premature, and now this open net situation is getting a little bit scary. Ooh, Vaughn playing it so calmly, strike warring the hook, and there's the KO, but there's you already lose, sneaking it around with the help of Vaughn, faking out I'm the Milkman, and that's a clean set win for Hungry Like Nephew.
Yeah, and they could just keep the ball rolling here, one after another. Very interesting draft. 2 Dash Awakenings on the board. I'm looking at stacks. That could be big if it goes to Carmine. That's even more coverage on the field. That could be pretty scary. There's also a Size Awakening. Both brawlers in the back might be picking it up. But that's Fight or Flight on Vaughn. I assume a deny. Or just, hey, more secondaries. You know, never know. But stacks does fall to Carmine.
Fight or Flight Twin Drive does sound pretty fun. You know? Like,
right?
Yeah. It does sound pretty fun when you're refreshing double secondaries and you then stagger someone with those double secondaries and then you refresh. Anyway.
You get both back.
It does look pretty good. As Bells is also looking rather large now. It looks like Hungry Like Nephew are sufficiently scaled to take on this Little Bees team. But they got to watch out for these corners because they do get out of it with the barrier intact, but it was not looking good for a second there.
Yeah, scary situations all around, but we're in the classic 1-1 barrier situation. But we finding a nice KO, just a 1-2 punch Kazan has as Juliet dash punch threat, and there we see it. It's power play is going to open up the net. The big and snare drum is going to be holding the core there for a little bit, but yeah, just a phenomenal point out of this guy, scooping it with the hook, putting it in. And hey, boom! If we Little Bees want to win this game, which has very clearly escaped in the past 2 sets, gone in the favor of Hug, they're 2 sets away, and 1 point on the board is going to be pretty nice. Just need a few more of those, and they've been playing so well. I think they can do it here.
Yep, we'll see how it goes. Carmine, with a lot of meter built up here, could be the difference maker, perhaps. Vaughn, with a supernova charged up, looking to find an opening. We, in the bottom corner, with the crater coming down, you already lose in an awkward spot, but there's the insta-flip from Carmine, secures the barrier perfectly angled, and We's Little Bees, I thought they were getting outscaled, but they're keeping the core forward, and they're keeping the offense going, really, and putting so much pressure on Vaughn. The KO does eventually get found, and Carmine almost has a great flick to the top side, and finally the barrier will drop for Milkman, and there's Bells while being pushed by the crater securing the goal, but there's still a lot of hope for We's Little Bees. They're still getting it done.
Yeah, down this game, but not out. Had just have a lot of. They have a lot. They have a lot going for them at this point. And just generally this set, like, they've been doing so well. Again, that last set was, we're on the bounce house, not 0.5, but we are bouncing around here. People getting sent left and right, but still just Wee's Little Bees have an opportunity going up another point here. This is not last set. Last set was a staunchly a Hungry Like Nephew sweep. But here, we're back to even playing ground. Wee's Little Bees just showing up once again and getting it done.
Yeah, they are getting it done here. Carmine with a strike board to the top side with the help of Wee as well. They're just going for every single opportunity that they see, and that is giving them a lot of different chances, especially against the range goalie of Vaughn. Trying to find the bounces here. The strike war winning against Jordy lose. The Crater coming in. Vaughn finds a follow-up strike to get it out of there, but it's still an open net at their backs. It's a lot of chip damage. A good flip by Milkman, but an even better whiplash by Bells. A lot of energy being built up as well, and recovery drone still available. And Carmine to Wee looking to find this opportunity to... They're just getting so many tries at the goal. They're playing for possession, and that's really the difference.
Yeah, they have so many opportunities. The ball is always with a Wee's Little Bees player, and that's just going to net them that many more tries against Device. Hey, whoever has more tries, I think, is in a great situation. Here, though, Specialized Training picked up Deadeye right there. I thought this was going to be a Carmine, hand gift to Deadeye, but I assume looking to not let Vaughn get any more pressure with these ults. But that's going to be bulk up. Or that's bulk up onto Wee, which is massive because that guy's been getting KO'd throughout the game earlier more often, but just more power, more stagger, everything a brawler could ever want. And suddenly again, it's the draft just seems so in Wee's Little Bees' favor here.
Yeah, we'll see if that can indeed be the case here. Vaughn still maintaining one barrier is huge. Bell is putting on a lot of damage onto Carmine as well. Milkman in the corner has to be careful, but these strike wars are being won by Wee over and over again.
Yeah, it just on the midline, scrapping here, getting every interaction, and like not even just with flick kicks. Like it was on the midline. It looked like it was some Maxwell speed, but he was just winning that many interactions back and forth with all that speed here. And now it looking like Hug's opportunity. They have the open net. They've been keeping possession really well at this point, but the defense from Wee's Little Bees is just a bit too strong here.
A little bit too strong. Has to be careful in the corner. Vaughn looking for the strike war. Oh, and Carmine almost has a follow-up goal. Milkman still defending the open net, and now team player activated. These strikes are going to have to be on point from Bells, and there's a shot to the top corner. It's set 5. It's crunch time, and Hungry Like Nephew are staying alive for the moment.
Yeah, Bells with 2 Size Awakenings and Might of Colossus, 158 power. A big guy here, has a lot of influence on the field. Able to get a lot of these plays with the pendulum swing, and like right there, just sniping I'm the Milkman from so far away. But just I feel like not getting as many opportunities as Wee is here. Like we're just seeing so many more offensive attempts out of Wee's Little Bees, and Hug is able to capitalize on the opportunities they're given, but just not quite going the same way for them.
Yeah, it isn't. Carmine and Wee stagger taken low. There's a big crater onto Bells, but the recovery drone is still active, and Bells looking for a rebound here. Everyone on Death's Door. Not long for this world is Carmine. Going to be bounced off the wall, but unstaggers just in time. Flies away, but there's the Crystal Thorns to take him out. Wee as well, the next target pulled to the bottom side of the net, but Milkman continuing to defend, and they got to be careful. If they let their barrier go down, Hungry Like Nephew, they're going to lose a lot of offensive pressure if their barrier falls.
Right. It just, the Luna and the Kazan both have so much threat on the goal at all times, and again, Vaughn is a humble Vice. Not going to want to deal with any of that, as every opportunity that Wee's Little Bees gets is super dangerous.
Yeah, and Hungry Like Nephew is just not making the most of their opportunities here in this overtime. Of course, it's a lot harder when you're not the team with team player, but they're not really getting past Milkman. They're not playing patiently in these overtimes. A lot of that is the map, but it is just so good for Wee's Little Bees when they get to be the ones taking those team player shots.
Yeah, having all that core speed, having the hotshot Luna, getting that barrier, getting a power play, like it's a Wee's Little Bees sweep here. The wind is in their sails. They have everything going for them, and Hug's gonna need to really show up in this point and the next if they want to win the game. Otherwise, Wee's Little Bees could take this series in a 2-0 fashion right here, right now.
Oh, and that flip was ambitious from Carmine, but it would have been the difference maker here. Milkman in a very difficult defense, and Bells will take an easy strike war. It's 2-2. It's 0.5. Wee's Little Bees have a chance to make a crazy upset right now, but they'll have to navigate Project Maelstrom first. But this hotshot Luna, a barrier off kickoff, wow. And Wee's already at it once again. This point's looking good so far.
Yeah, it really is. We almost getting that second barrier, Vaughn able to hold, but that's a missile getting it, and this is a terrifying situation because that's a massive lead, and that's gonna be the core going in the net, attributed to I Am The Milkman. Super sub right here, able to claim a 2-0 victory against Hungry Like Nephew. Wee's Little Bees getting their second win of the series, first against Demons Raw, and really, what a crazy record they have here as a 2-0 win for them in the bag right here.
Wee's Little Bees are bright light merchants. It's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
Only against Demons Raw and Hungry Like Nephew they get it done, but I mean, such an impressive performance from Trevor YZF, I'm the Milkman. Really held his own, and the whole team of Wee's Little Bees, right? Usually when you throw in a sub, you're throwing them in to die. But they they developed the game plan perfectly to just get it done. They maintained possession. That first game in particular was even more impressive than the second in how they just navigated it strategy-wise.
Yeah, again, they came into this week studying their opponent. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it, and executed on their plan. They got it, and it was beautiful, and it was exactly what they needed. They're able to get, again, massive win, and that's going to be putting them, I believe, 2-4 in the season, which it is not where you want to be, but again, with wins against Demons Raw and Hungry Like Nephew, the season's not over. I'd be sitting there, convening with the team like, hey, we did great this week. Wow. And now it's time to turn the season around.
Yeah, and of course, you can technically qualify to playoffs with 5 losses. So, Wee's Little Bees, they even have a little bit of cushion, but sitting at 2-4 is a lot nicer than sitting at 1-5. 5% in the predictions. And some people are going to be very rich in Bestie Bucks for the very far off Bestie in Slot Gotcha update. But that's the far future. And the close future is Showtime versus EKC. Probably the matchup that everyone's excited to watch, as those two teams might be the hottest ones in this season. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.